All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, resident day trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Come on in. It's gonna be a little short talk. Well, it's never really that short, but anyway, hit that like button on your way in. Let's get to it. So Green Day, which is great, but 1 for 3 as far as following my rules. Like, as far as taking A plus setups, I'm still super struggling with discerning and staying outside of the setups that aren't A plus. So let's check out gold. Let's go in here, draw my 1 minute high volume support line, which is a crazy narrow range bar. Tiny narrow range bar. All right. So here's what happened. Got the high volume support, then a nice green bar up above that. Now I had gold up because it seems like when the market is going down, money starts rolling into gold, which, you know, it's like a safety bet or a hedge bet or whatever. So I was watching gold for a nice move up today. I think my bias kind of got to me a little bit. So the price action is good. Nice strong move up over the opening range, make a high, and then come and make a higher low. Nice hammer candle, little bottoming tail. Looks great, right? The problem is, look at where VWAP is at. Like, this is like a short setup in reality at this point. I mean, it ends up working out the rest of the day, but as far as my timing, my entry, this really hasn't proven itself yet. Right? We opened below yesterday's close, and then here we are kind of hanging out around yesterday's close. Like, we got a sandwich between VWAP and yesterday's close on the bottom side of VWAP. So just in general, when things are below VWAP, it's bearish, it's weak. And when it's above VWAP, then we can start, you know, looking for it to move up and be bullish. So even though this kind of pattern is what I want to see, I still would rather have this down here actually testing through the HVS, which it did not do. I mean, yesterday's close is a decent support sometimes, but not enough for it to be in my playbook. So really, there's no excuse. I did put my order in 1 penny above where VWAP was reading. At this time, it was at 81. I put my buy-in order at 82. So it did break through VWAP to trigger my order. So technically, I bought above VWAP, not below VWAP. But this is just not A+. This is not an A+ setup. You know, it felt good though, because, you know, it didn't stop me out right away. Nice volume came in down here, and then it pushed up nicely above VWAP. Like, I was like, we're in there. And then what did it do? It came back down, and it stopped me out. It stopped me out by 7 cents. Right? It went 7 cents past my stop, and then proceeded to trade up the rest of the day. And then, I mean, it made great moves up. Like, wow. I think 216 was my dream target for this. Like, I was really hoping to get to pre-market highs. 216, that's light work for gold. You know what I mean? It went up pretty good past that. But, you know, timing is everything. And this was just not a good setup with it not being above VWAP. So you know, you can't get in everything that's moving up. If it's not giving you a nice safe entry, then you can't get in. This was not a safe entry, and I lost an R trying to trade it anyway. This is just, the price action was good. Where the price action happened was not good. So started the day with basically a rule break. You know, it just wasn't above VWAP. All price action below VWAP before entry. -1R. Alright, on to the next one. This one was a little better. Let's draw our high volume support over that opening candle, which was actually the third candle after the open. So this one was a little slow to open. And so nice move up above the opening range. These topping tails, though, I can't help but not ignore these topping tails, man. I think what made me disregard it was the fact that it still moved up higher past the topping tail. And this topping tail isn't near as aggressive as this one is. It's still a pretty sizable topping tail, though, honestly. So, I mean, if it's not a red flag, it's a yellow flag at the very least. You know, I got my disqualifier. The top thing on disqualifier is topping tail. And then this is a pretty wide range red candle. Second red flag. And then we got a lower low compared to this right here. Right? It's his first time back to VWAP, so I kind of fudge this sometimes. But when you start fudging things, you're automatically moving outside of an A plus setup. So why? It's not necessary. It's like when you do this, it's like you believe that there's not going to be any other setups for you to take. So you have to take this. But I'm about to show you this nice A plus setup on Meta in just a second. So this is really completely unnecessary. Top tails plus lower low. Rule break minus 1R. Just totally could have stayed out of this one. And look how far it is away from my HVS too. Like, I need VWAP to line up with this support. I need 2x support. This is 1x support. I got to put that in there too. Plus only 1x support. That's like a mad rule break, man. Let me put this in all caps, yo. Terrible, man. So it's just like the main issue is I have these bad trades mixed in with my good trades. And some days I don't even have any good trades, and those are the days I'm just supposed to sit on my hands, which is like near impossible. But check out this meta trade, y'all. Beautiful trade. Let's go put my HVS in so we can get our idea of our range and what we're trying to trade above. All right, check this out. Nice smooth price action, right? Pulls back, trades above VWAP, well above VWAP, right? Look at these candles. This is a nice smooth uptrend right here, right? Get up here at the top, little indecision candle. Starts a nice retracement. Like, this is a nice retracement. It's not super aggressive. It's not going straight down. It's just a nice shallow retracement, long enough to give this move up a breather. And then we get this narrow range candle down here at VWAP and HVS. So we got 2x support, higher high, higher low, and narrow range candle. A plus. Ticks everything. No red flags. Perfect setup. So what do? We attack. Right? I set my order in. The next candle to make a new high over this candle. Stop loss underneath HVS and VWAP. And it's all good. All good from there, man. I took out today I reduced my risk from $25 a trade to $10 a trade. I've just been paying way too much for tuition. Like, I'm not in the zone right now where I'm making money, like where I'm consistently making money and I've earned the right to risk these large amounts of money and I'm trying to make a salary off of this. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning and looking for consistency, and I really just need just enough skin in the game where my emotions play a part and I can work on that as well as trading the setups. So I only got 5 shares. So I sell 3 of them at previous high. Why? I gotta remember the guy who made this comment. Was that I'm gonna shout you out on the next one, my guy. But your comment about, he said that we assume that previous highs are going to be the top, right? And so I was like, I'm going to take profit here. Even though on the 5 minute, this thing looked like it had plenty of room to run. And that's why I took some off and not all of it off, because I did believe it was going to keep going. But as the wise thing to do is to take off profit. So I took off 3 shares here at the top, and that was 1.5 R in the bank, right? Move my stop up to break even, and then I called out 440. That was my next target I was looking for, was 440. And check this out. 440 to the penny. 440 put to, that always feels good, man, when you call it out right on the penny. But I never put my order at the whole dollar. I actually put my order at 439.89, so I can make sure that my order got filled. You know what I mean? You get a lot of resistance up there at the whole dollar level, and I didn't want to have to deal with any of that. So took my order out at 89, and at that point we were up 3R realized, and I decided to let my last leg hang a little bit, hang back at 1R, so that if it stopped me out, I would get another R. But I really wanted, my last target was 450. It's a bit aggressive, man, for this kind of move up. 445 probably, I mean, it definitely would have been better in hindsight. It went up to 445.77. But I really had a clear indicator that this was the end of this move. Especially, I like to switch to the 1 a lot when I'm managing legs and things like that. But look at this candle right here. Topping tail, big volume spike. This was the end of the move. And I'm sitting here watching it like, yeah, I think that's the end of the move. I should have moved my stop up. It would have been nice having all 3 of these triangles, you know, ascending. But I ended up stopping out down here, which was still another R. So, I mean, almost got to 5R on this bad boy. But, you know, I wanted to give you room for a crazy move up. It really had a big gap to fill. From here all the way up to here, this was like 453 right here. So, you know, it's kind of fun to leave room for something crazy to happen. But in reality, the price action was telling me this was turning around with this big volume. My guy Jared from Live Traders, he says you just get a volume spike to begin the move and a volume spike to end the move. And this was that volume spike right there. It's clear as day, but I'm not mad at all. 4R, $10 risk, $40 profit on that one. That's what you want to see, man. 4R. Yeah, so this was an impatience for this setup. I take these other subpar setups. This setup on gold, this setup on MRK. But in reality, if I just be patient and wait for my actual setup, look how well it works. Look how well it works, man. And thanks to risk management and trade management, my winners are at least 2 times my losers. So not only did I make back what I lost, I actually made 2R above that, almost 2R above that. So it worked out really well. Meta, you did that. Plus 4R, baby. All right. And just for fun, check out NVIDIA. Oops. Another picture perfect setup. And see, when I miss these, that's when I feel like I need to have 9 charts up on my watch screen. Because I bet NVIDIA would have been one that I was watching. But I don't know. We'll see. So draw my high view. Look at this nice big volume on this opening candle. And it's got a nice bottoming tail. Good sign. Good sign. Switch back to the 2. What do we have? Trades above opening range. Nice push up through yesterday's close. And a little pullback to VWAP and HVS. What do? You put your order in at the next candle to break a high over that candle. Stop under HVS and VWAP. Boom. Whatever you want it to be. What do we get up to? 824.15. Yeah. Beautiful trade, man. Beautiful trade. So the setups happen. The setups happen, man. You just got to be patient and stay out of these. Stay out of these C grade, D grade, rule break grade setups, and just be patient for the moneymaker. Just be patient for the moneymaker. So, yeah. Nice to have a green day. Second green day of the week, I think. I did reduce my risk, so it's not about making money right now, though. It's not about, the money will come later. Right now, I'm trying to reduce the cost I'm paying in tuition, which is the money I lose learning my lessons. So reduce that to $1. To $10. $1 is $10 now. And I will earn my right to increase my risk back up to 25, and then to 50, then to 100, then maybe 250. You know what I mean? But that risk has to be earned, and there's no reason for me to keep throwing $25 at rule breaks, you know. But yeah, that's it, man. My management is pretty decent. My risk management is probably my strongest quality as a trader. But yeah, I just need the discernment and the ability to stay out of the trades that break my rules. And it's really very simple. It's all right here. It's not like my strategy is not super technical. It's got some really smart guys that come in and chat with me in the live stream, man, and they're looking at liquidity pools and algorithms and all kind of really high level things, which I'd love to learn about those things. But my strategy is super simple. It's very simple, and all you got to do is follow it. That's all I got to do is just follow it and pay attention. Pay attention to the disqualifiers. If any one of these are present, it's not an A+ setup, and we don't want it. I don't want to take B setups. I don't want to take C setups. I'd rather sit on my hands and not lose any money and maybe miss a couple opportunities than take those rule breaks. These things are what make it not an A+ setup. And so in essence, anything that's not an A+ setup is a rule break, because we're not with that. We want the highest probability to make money. We're not trying to just lose money. The probability of a setup that checks these boxes and does not have any of these disqualifiers is very high. It's very high. Yesterday, I traded Microsoft, and I thought it was a good setup. It wasn't the prettiest, though. It wasn't pretty like this. You know what I mean? Let's check that out real quick, just for a little perspective. So this is what I traded yesterday. This move up is nuts. It's super aggressive, right? And the pullback is kind of aggressive as well. This wide range candle here, this isn't a super wide range candle, but it's kind of like a double top right here. It's just not pretty. I got in right here, which it's not a terrible setup. It was right in line with my high volume support line right here and VWAP. So technically it checked all the boxes, and the only red flag you could give it is the pullback was kind of aggressive, and this wide range candle is definitely a sign of the aggression of the pullback. And this volume that came in up here too, so it still wasn't A+ setup, but it checked a lot of the boxes, and I don't know, it wasn't awful. But look at this setup, just the eyeball test. Look at this setup, and then look at Meta. Look how clean that is, man. Clean. I literally need to look at this every morning and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. A nice strong move up and a nice soft pullback. That's the winner, man. That's the winner. Anyway, man, had a really good time in the live stream today. We had some great conversations. Shout out HH Trader. Shout out my guy Michael. Patience came through and said what's up. Shout out Ben. Shout out Brad. Shout out Jack. Man, I love all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me. Love to see you guys again tomorrow, and anybody else who who's watching the video, man, hit that subscribe button. I stream live every morning, every market open, and I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm not profitable by any means. I have my streaks of green, and then I have my streaks of red, and I feel like I have a solid system. It's just the mental mistakes, overlooking the red flags, overlooking the reasons to not take the trade. And so, yeah, I'm working through all of that, So I'd love to have you on the journey. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button for me, please. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace. We green though.